Thank you, Madam Chair. This weekend, February 3rd, will mark 4 years since the worst crash in MTA's history and one of the worst train crashes in modern American history that occurred at the Valhalla Crossing. And now it marks 4 years. 6 people died, 15 people seriously injured in that horrible accident. And 4 years later at the Valhalla Crossing, to myself and my neighbors, it looks like absolutely nothing has been done to improve the safety of our commuters, motorists, and pedestrians. And to that end, myself and my colleagues in this hearing room today, we worked on legislation to improve safety at rail crossings in New York State and passed legislation in 2016 requiring the Department of Transportation in collaboration with the MTA to conduct a comprehensive report of the 5,300 rail crossings that we have in New York State. Right now, we as legislators, we're flying blind in terms of improving safety to residents in New York State. In fact, while fatalities have decreased on the rail lines in the United States, in New York, we've seen a steady increase. Now, the 5,300 rail crossings, not all of them are within your jurisdiction, but many of them are. And what is being done? First, that report, the legislation that we passed, was due on our desks by April 1st of 2017. We're almost approaching 2 years later, and we haven't met that statutory requirement that says in the law, signed by the governor, saying we need this inventory to know what are the deadliest crossings, which crossings need just some minor paint, what needs some signs change. We still don't have that information, and because of that, I believe New Yorkers are at risk. What is being done from the MTA to first push the DOT to collaborate to get this report done? So has DOT worked with you to compile this comprehensive inventory of our rail crossings? And secondly, what is the MTA doing on its own to protect our residents at these dangerous rail crossings?
So we collaborate with state DOT, you're quite right, Senator, on our grade crossing improvement programs. I will have to check on the status of the report that you're referencing, and glad to do that. In terms of what the MTA is doing in Metro North in particular, the area of concern for you, we have advanced civil speed enforcement. I think on the ride that you took perhaps on PTC, you had an opportunity perhaps to talk a little bit about civil speed enforcement. It provides the speed restrictions in areas where that's required.
But I guess my concern with the positive rail control is that we talk about meeting the absolute minimum requirements by the federal government. And what that means is, yes, we're in compliance with these ridiculous guidelines by the federal government, which means no added protections to our commuters. Because right now on the Harlem line, there is no positive rail control. So these are the concerns I have. I feel that we have not done anything to address this issue, and instead it's just being pushed under the rug.
Other things are in effect system-wide. Civil speed enforcement, one example. Training and testing for sleep apnea of our train operators, another example, very critically important. We're at 100% compliance there. Working with occupational safety and health in terms of those kinds of strategies, doing them, coordinating with state DOT on grade crossings as part of our program as well. And I will get back to you on that report.
Thank you.